All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the pad. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep in between the lines. Got your load secure, man. I got a big grin on my smile because I have the honor, the privilege to interview this girl, okay, from the Central Valley, the beautiful, the talented, the one that sings like an angel, Miss Brittney Nicole.
What's up? Thank you guys for joining in here. I'm excited to do this. I didn't want to miss it, although we had a couple of times we got to fix the date, but I'm glad to be on here. It's pretty awesome. So thank you for having me, first of all.
No, thank you. I mean, life does get in the way, Brittney, and you're a girl that's just, you're on the move, girl. You're on the move, but you're making moves as well. So that's really good to hear. So first, Brittney, I first caught wind of you. I think I was making like a playlist on YouTube, right? This is quite a few years ago. And, you know, Mary Wells, you beat me to the punch, right? And I've told you this before. And I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and put this on a YouTube playlist as well. And when I was doing that, I saw this picture, this thumbnail of a girl sitting in a car with their earpieces on, okay? And it said right there, you beat me to the punch. I'm like, huh. First, you know, the Mary Wells was up there, but then you were down here, and I was like, what's this? I click it just out of curiosity. That's how I caught wind of you. Just out of curiosity, I heard it. Boom, blew my mind. I'm like, who is this girl? I start looking into you, start seeing that you got more out there, that you've been doing it for a minute. This was quite a few years ago. And now here we are, Brittney. Now here we are.
That's crazy, huh?
No, but it's been fun watching you sing and do your thing, girl. But well, you know what? Let's push rewind a little bit and let's go back. Where'd you grow up at? What's your upbringing?
Well, I'm from a small town, Tulare, Central Valley, and I guess you would say I'm kind of like in the middle of the bigger cities, like I'd say Bakersfield and LA down south for me, and then up north is like San Francisco and Fresno and stuff like that. So I'm like in the middle. But yeah, I grew up here all my life. And when, like, as far as my singing goes, my family sings. My family is my uncle plays an instrument, he plays guitar and he sings. My mom sang. They actually both were in a band together when I was growing up. So I got introduced to music at a very young age. And singing in front of people was something that, overall, like, I'm a shy person. I know people don't believe that, but it's kind of hard to believe because, you know, they're like, well, you sing in front of like all kinds of people, and I am shy, believe it or not. So when I was younger, it took a lot for me to really get out there and sing in front of people. But my family was so supportive, and because my mom and my uncle sang, you know, they pushed me to go out there and do what I do now. And so my mom and my uncle had this band, and they'd go perform. And I would go along and I, you know, set in a couple of songs. And at the time, Selena was, you know, she was out there and, you know, popular and whatnot. So I would do a lot of her songs. I grew up on her music. So I'd go and, you know, do a little couple of songs. And that's how I got comfortable in singing in front of a lot of people and like a stage in front of a crowd and whatnot. And as I got older, I started to perform at these different places with them. And my uncle had a lot of good connections with, you know, other friends and musicians, DJs and whatnot. So as I got older, he got me into car shows, you know, starting off singing in car shows. I myself would enter myself with like talent shows. I know there was like a Visalia Idol when American Idol was just starting and everything. They had a Visalia Idol here in town, and I went for that, and I got second runner up. Just anything I could put myself into. And so it was something that I love to do. And a lot of people were pushing me to go out there and make it a career. Although I never really thought I was that good. I knew I had potential, but I just figured to myself, if it happens, it happens. I'm not, I mean, I'm for it, but it really wasn't something I was actually pushing for. So to be where I'm at right now is actually one of those, like I said, if it happens, it happens. Cause I actually, where I'm at now was not it. I was not going for it. It just happened. And here I am now. And I'm just like, well, it happened, and now I'm signed with Round 2 and getting my music career out there. And I'm glad. I mean, kind of a late start for me, but I guess I don't know. I guess age, people tell me, yeah, it doesn't matter your age, it's just, you're out there doing your thing. And I'm glad because I've reached a lot of goals that I didn't think that I would be able to achieve, but I've come a long ways and doing a lot of things that I never would have thought I could have done. And so, yeah, YouTube was the first start of it all. So thank God for YouTube, because that's the reason why I was found.
And yeah, and you know what? It's crazy because I myself, right? Like I kind of got a late start. Like I'm a truck driver, I've been truck driving for many years and everything. But when I got on YouTube, it took a while, but a couple of doors have been opening for me as well. So I've been able to do a couple of cool things. So yeah, I mean that's how I found you on YouTube, and I seen you grow, and then I started seeing you on a couple of flyers like, hey, and featuring Brittney Nicole. Started off small, obviously, and then your name got bigger, and then started seeing your picture on there. And then I was just like, hey, this girl's making some moves. She's making some, So do both of your parents were singers? Did they both sing?
No, just my mom. My mom was a singer, and I guess got it from my grandma, her mom. My grandma can sing too. And my great grandma I heard from what I heard, she could sing. So I guess the singing, runs in our family, I guess. I wish I would have learned to play an instrument, but I guess it's never too late. But I don't got the talent for the instrument stuff, but the singing, yeah. And so my uncle and my mom are the singers that I grew up inspired by. So, and they're really supportive. My uncle actually still does sing. And so he's been there with me, pushing me from since I was really small, so I'm inspired by him a lot, because he's been there a lot for me. So, but
before you actually started taking it serious, we said like, okay, fine, I'm really gonna try to make something happen with this. Before that, what were you doing? What was Brittney Nicole up to? What was she doing?
Well, honestly, I mean, other than being a mom of 2 kids, I was working, and my job still was music. I had unexpectedly got into a band from Fresno, and I was found unexpectedly back when MySpace was a thing. And I had this guy who had emailed me, and he was like, we're looking for a female vocalist and stuff. And I was working at the time, and I decided, why not? I'll try out, and he was like, but I want to have a meeting with you, because this is not just like some kind of garage band, like this is the actual, like it could be your job. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, for one, we need you to be available, like available, especially on weekends and on holidays. And I was like, oh, like, okay. And he's all, we're gonna come in for an audition. I was like, okay. So I go in there, and they give me a list of songs that their band does, and I knew like all of them. And he's like, do you know any of these? And I was like, yeah, I know all of them. And he's like, oh, okay. So, long story short, I go ahead and audition, and I make it. And so the guy was like, well, we're interested in you, but that would mean I have to quit my other job, only because it's very hard, first of all, to find a job that gives you weekends off. All jobs need you on weekends. They're so busy. And luckily, at the time I was working as a cocktail waitress, and my manager was really cool with me. So he was like, yeah, go ahead, that's fine. So I did the band thing, and the money was awesome. I ended up quitting my job And it was a contract band. So I had to sign a contract for all these shows that we would do. We would do fundraisers, private weddings, private parties. We didn't do anything like, we hardly ever did anything that was public. It was all like legit, like expensive, fundraiser stuff. And so I stayed with them for 8 years. And so basically that's what I was doing before I got to where I'm at now. I was still singing, making money, but I was making really good money. So I was like, I don't even need, like a part-time or a full-time 8-hour shift job. I go and sing on the weekends and I get paid great, and my band was awesome. I mean, we got to dress up. I mean, I had fun. I had a lot of fun in that band. But there came a time to where I was thinking to myself, like, I think I'm ready to just put myself out there myself. They had got another girl. We both were in the band together for about 3 years. And then I just kind of was like, I'm kind of a little over the thing a little bit. So I decided to just do stuff on my own. I left the band. And when I left the band, my daughter told me, she was like, why don't you put songs like on YouTube? Why don't you record yourself and put yourself on YouTube? And I was like, I didn't know anything about how to upload nothing. I was like, she was probably looking at me like, you old lady, like, let me show you. So I was like, okay. So I made a video. I found this karaoke app, and that's where I started. And so that's where I started doing my videos. I started getting a lot of subscribers, started getting a lot of new fans on Facebook that would share my videos. My subscribers were going up on YouTube. And then I would say probably about a year later, that's where my team found me and found the same music video that you found, cover song of Mary Wells. And my executive producer now, Charlie Perez, was like, I want her, like, find her. Where is she at? Like, so they got in contact with me, and ever since then, I met up with them and ended up signing with them. So I've been with them for 3 years.
Why in the car? There's so many videos that I see sing. They're all in the car for the most part. Why the car?
So the reason why is because my kids were very little at the time when I started doing that. And I had no peace and quiet in the house when I was trying to record in my room. Try to record and you can hear them in the background. Like, even with my door shut, anything. I was like, oh my God, you guys are driving me crazy. Like, anybody that would come over and visit, like, you could just hear my house is really small. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was like, I need to go somewhere quiet. So I ended up going to my car and started recording in my car, and that's where it started.
No,
but it went from my car to my kids got older, so they kind of knew like when to be quiet. So then I was able to go record back in a room where you could see me in my room. And then from my room, it went on to music videos, because that's where I got signed. And then I started making the real music videos, my own original music with music videos. So
yeah, I reacted to one of your songs. Gosh, what's the name of it? Play the Fool. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, Play the Fool.
Yeah. Good music video, by the way, where Pepe couldn't make it, or he was late.
He was late.
There, you take it. You take charge and everything. Good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Little side note right here, and nobody knows this, but so you grew up in Tulare, California. When I was a little kid, we were this close to moving to Visalia.
Oh, really?
This close. We even had a pad up there that we're gonna go move to. My mom got a house up there, but she never pulled the trigger because she was scared to get away from all the family. She was a single mom, and she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to find a good job.
Oh.
So, she didn't pull the trigger. And at that time, my mom, my dad, they separated, did their own thing. And that was it. The house was gone. But we went up there and I saw the house, and, we were that close to being raised in Visalia. So I know where Tulare's at. Okay. I know where Tulare's at. So, yeah. And how was it growing up in Tulare? Did you guys drive to Bakersfield and Fresno a lot, or did you just stay around there in Tulare and Visalia?
I pretty much stayed around here, around town. Didn't really travel anywhere to like Bakersfield or anything until I got with the band when I was like older. I was about 23, and I started going a lot up north, doing a lot of shows up north with the band. So I've been, I think, as far as Napa Valley, we performed. So I've been way out there, Monterey, Turlock, like, you know, a lot of places out there. And so, yeah, that's when I started going a lot towards Fresno and stuff. And now that I'm with my my record label, now I'm doing more stuff down south. So
yeah, and I've seen you. Now you said that you know, Selena, she was pretty big to you, and and it shows, because I seen you sing a few of her songs there live in person, and it shows. Who else did you see that you're like, wow, you know what, that's an inspiration?
Well, growing up, I mean, I can't, an artist now, it's kind of hard, because I don't really care for the music now, it's nowadays, but growing up, I always loved Celine Dion, Toni Braxton, Aaliyah, you know, I like the R&B feel and stuff like that. So I was more into the R&B stuff more. I have a lot of oldies cover songs on my YouTube channel only because they were requested a lot. So you know, I have a lot of oldies, and I know the oldies too, because growing up I didn't just listen to R&B. I grew up listening to like classic. I love classic rock, soft rock. I love soft rock music. You know, Spanish and country. I love country too, you know, so it's just like I listened to everything growing up. So yeah, I mean, but I would say, you know, as far as like vocal, you know, wise, I liked those artists a lot, you know, Toni Braxton, Celine Dion, and, you know, stuff like that. So
oh yeah, I saw you cover Brooks and Dunn, Neon Moon.
Yeah, that's the kind of that I like, the older country a lot, you know, because my uncle growing up, when he sang in his band, he did a lot of those older country cover songs, you know, so George Strait and, you know, Garth Brooks, all Randy Travis, like all those, I love them. Like, yeah, I know them really well. So
yeah. I always say it's pretty healthy to kind of, you know, venture off into music. Don't just stick with one. Obviously, you know, for me personally, obviously I love my oldies, and that passion will never go away. I'm really, really digging these oldies that, you know, you and many other people are bringing out to light. But yeah, I always say, you know, try to venture out there in music. Don't just stick with one, and you know, it's just
you capture a lot of different a different fan base from each genre of music, you know what I mean? So it's like you're expanding your fan base by doing different things, you know? So it's like you don't just have country, you know, people that just like country when you do country, you know? It's like I got people that only love country and they listen to me for it, but then you got, you know, the people that like the R&B stuff, or, you know, the 90s stuff. I love 90s, you know, or Spanish. You know, I don't know too much Spanish, but I know enough to have like a fan base of like, oh my God, you speak Spanish too? Like, that's awesome, you know? And I don't even speak Spanish, but I mean, I can learn them really fast. So
you're like a Richie Valens with trying to sing La Bamba, doesn't really know Spanish, but hey girl, hold on. I saw you sing at Spanish when we were both at OG Gabe's daughter's birthday. Shout outs to OG Gabe and his lovely wife Cecilia, by the way.
Yeah,
you were up there singing in Spanish.
Yep.
So yeah, so you get down, you really. So you're not fluent in Spanish?
No, I mean, I could get by, and I understand it more than I speak it, but I'm just afraid to speak it because I just don't want to speak it incorrectly. Like, I mean, like sentence wise, I don't want to like be all off. Like, that did not make sense. Like, I know what I want to say and I can hear it in my head, but it just doesn't come out correctly. I have no problem pronunciation. I can pronounce it pretty well, but it's just like, yeah, it's just putting it all together is like, I have to think about it a little bit.
Okay. Are you like second, third generation here? What did your parents or did your grandparents come from south of the border, or how many
From
generations?
I'm trying to think. I know my grandma is from New Mexico.
Okay.
So and I'm not too sure where my great grandma is from, but yeah, my grandma is from New Mexico, and I do have a lot of family in Texas, out in Texas. My dad is from Texas, and my grandpa is from Texas. His family's all in Texas. So yeah, I got a lot of family everywhere.
Okay. All right. Hey, what like I'm first generation here. My first language was Spanish. You know, just growing up as a kid, my aunts, my mom, my uncles, everybody just nothing but Spanish. The Mexican ghetto Spanish, that is. But no, hey Brittney, I look, girl, you keep doing your thing because you sounded great singing that Selena song.
Oh, thank you.
I wouldn't have known. So if you don't want to talk Spanish, that's cool. As long as you keep singing Spanish, just make me
Yeah.
that promise.
I will definitely. I was even thinking about making not an album not a full album, but some songs, in Spanish. I'm actually not working. I just finished recording a song, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but it has a little bit of English Spanish in it. So it's we're waiting to, I'm not sure when the release date is, but I do have a few songs that are already done. We're just trying to figure out which one to release. And to me, I'm like, well, just release all of them, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, new music is coming soon. So yeah.
Really? So you're staying pretty busy?
Oh yeah. I'm working with two different producers right now. Carlos Guillen, which is the one who wrote my first album. I work with him out in Santa Barbara. I go out there and record. And then I'm also working with Melanie Andrews, who is a former songwriter for Janet Jackson. Actually, her and Janet Jackson are like really best friends. Her studio is filled with, all of her platinum awards that she's wrote for her and won and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. I'm like, wow, it's like really legit. Like, so yeah, but we're working on music together as well. So I have two albums I'm working on right now, two different producers. And then I go with her up to Irvine. So I go to two different locations to record. But yeah, I've been busy. So I'm learning like a whole bunch of music and stuff, which is the reason why I haven't really posted anything on YouTube lately. A lot of people ask me like, you haven't posted any new videos lately, and it's just because I've been so busy. Like I've been learning new music, original music, of my own, and my performances. And then, I just had my baby. So I'm all over the place, all over the place. But I do promise to upload at least a couple of videos this month on YouTube for you guys. So that will happen.
And I will definitely leave a link to your YouTube channel in the comments section. Is it a little bit tough kind of being in the Central Valley? There's no major city around, and most of the music, you got to go to the big city.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, which is why I'm kind of I'm glad, because there was an event that is going on right now, and I don't know if you have seen it on my Facebook, but it's called Central Valley Music Awards. And this guy on my Facebook, I met him, and him and a couple of other people are holding this event for artists in the Central Valley who are coming up, who have original music and stuff, and they're having this event November 6th, and I am nominated in 7 different categories. So for about the past month and a half, I've been having people go and vote for me, for the categories I'm in, and the awards are going to be November 6th. So I thought that was pretty cool of them to do this event, for all of the artists, around the valley here that don't live in LA or, big cities to be that known. It gives us a chance to put our name out there even more, and have our Central Valley know, who these artists are and stuff. So, and I'll be performing for that event as well. So I'm pretty excited. It's opened up a lot of doors, not just for me, but for other artists too. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'm glad that they're doing that. This is their first year doing it.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the positive things, thank goodness for like social media and YouTube
Oh
and everything
yeah.
like that, where people can really put this, that's why it kind of gets me when people use social media for bad things and everything, because there is good things
Mhm.
that can really come out
Yeah.
of it. And you're definitely one of them and all. So Brittney, you and I, we've hung out before and everything, man. You're one of the coolest girls, to hang out with and
Thank
party
you.
and everything. You love having a good time. You're up there
Oh, yeah.
singing, you're doing it up and everything. So what do you got coming up?
So I believe, well, with myself and also my local band, because I'm in my local band that I'm with now here in my town. But we're doing tomorrow. I'm doing a private birthday party in Visalia. I'm gonna do that, and then my next public one is gonna be I forgot where the town is called, but I don't know if you know Ray Carry-On. The last time I did an event with him was in Montebello, and I believe it's somewhere around the area up there. So I'm going to be up there doing a show for him and his event. And I do have flyers on on my Facebook and whatnot. And then from there, I know I have
Is
a
that
couple of,
is that the one it's the all girl thing?
yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be me and Elvia Cadena, which is another artist who was signed with Round Two. And we're all opening up for, I cannot pronounce her name right, but she's the original singer from with Sabor a Mi, who sings Sabor a Mi. I think her
Right.
name's Irsi or something like that. Yeah, she's gonna be there, so pretty excited.
I think that's October
16th.
16th. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, so I'm excited for that. And then next Saturday, I'm actually gonna be in a music video for Sophia Maria. I don't know if you know her, but I've heard her since I was like 8th grade. But she's like an R&B artist. She's still doing music now, and I actually got to meet her, and through the connections of my producer, I'm going to be in her music video. We're going to be shooting that next Saturday. So I'm going to be up in San Bernardino next weekend to go do that. So I'm pretty excited. I think that's going to open up a lot of doors. I met her. We talked about doing music together. So yeah, that's going to happen hopefully pretty soon. And that for sure is going to open doors for me because she's very well known and she's doing her thing and stuff. She works with like MC Magic and all those singers that I loved growing up. So yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see where it goes.
that Ray Carrion that you did over there that you did in Montebello. I think that's the first time you and I met right there.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that was the first time we met, and then you went up there, you did your thing. I was just like, man, you know what? This girl's better actually in person singing than on YouTube. You really got the voice of an angel, girl. Seriously.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
I mean, moving around the way you move around, okay? You're in Tulare. You're saying you gotta come down, you gotta go to San Bernardino. What's all that like? I mean, driving, it's not like Tulare, it's just like, it's 30 minutes away. It's
It's like 4 hours.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you're constantly doing that. I mean, how's that for you? Is there any thoughts for you that like maybe I might need to relocate or anything like that? Does that ever cross your mind? How tough is it? Or are you just, you know what? I'm a Tulare girl, I'm staying here.
I think I would stay here. I think LA is too big of a city for me. I don't like busy stuff. I mean, I'm busy myself as it is, and I can barely handle my own life. So I'm like, I don't even want to move anywhere to where it's like chaos, big city, anything like that. I'm fine where I'm at. But yeah, sometimes the travel distance is good for me because it's, it just gives me time to relax. I don't have to do anything, Michael, my fiance, he drives me most of the time. So, I just get to just sit there and just not do anything for a few minutes, or hours, couple hours, and do my thing. But at the same time, it's like, this is what it is, this is the life of you going and recording and making music, is what you got to do. So, I kind of, people ask me, are you gonna do this? Or would you do this? And I think about it and I'm just like, man, that's why I say I'm gonna go wherever this takes me. Like, I'm not gonna push myself that much forward because it's like, can I really handle it? Like, I don't know. I mean, in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't think I can, I'm just gonna take it step by step. And how it's going now, I feel like I'm at a good place right now. I'm making my own music. I have original music. I'm on, all digital platforms. I have a huge fan base, from not just in my town or, cities around me. I'm talking about states, all around the states, even outside of the country. I had some promotion out in Japan, Vietnam, and it's like, wow, it's pretty awesome. So it's like, I'm fine where I'm at. I'm okay with doing what I'm doing and keeping it the level as it is. I perform, I go do shows, I meet people, I have fans, I love to take pictures. I love to sign off, autographs and everything. And, sell my merchandise. And I'm enjoying where I'm at right now a lot. I'm balanced, I guess you would say, between my personal life and the life of an artist, who is going out there and doing their thing. I would say I'm pretty balanced. So I think for a while I'm going to try to keep it this way, unless a big opportunity comes to me. Just kind of depends on how it would affect my life or, my family, if, reflect on them. But I always would put God first and not do anything that I would feel uncomfortable doing, because I know the music industry can be pretty crazy. And I think I have a good head on my shoulders. So if I have to deny a few things, I'm totally fine with it. And it is what it is. I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't know much about the music industry, but it does seem like it's a cutthroat industry. So
Oh, it is. It
yeah,
is.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? Like you're pretty open. I mean, my beautiful crazy loca wife and I, it's like when we approached you, you weren't like, oh, you know what, let me just sign something for you and I'll walk away. Like, no, we kicked it, we chopped it up.
Yeah.
You and Michael, you guys are really cool and everything, and we kicked it, hung out, had some
Yeah.
good times and everything. Who is somebody that you would like to work with? Like you brought up MC Magic, and who's somebody that you would like to work with?
Um, ooh, that's a good one. Um, oh man, I don't know. There's so many artists that is like, man, uh, I can't even think off the top of my head. Like,
Is
I mean,
there Is there anything that's gonna be in the works where you collab with anybody? Has anybody talked to you about that or anything like that? Or as of right now, is it just you?
I've had a few people ask me to collab with them, and I had just spoke with my executive producer because I know that they were wanting me to focus on doing my album and whatnot. And I understand, trying to do a lot at once is kind of hectic, so, but yeah, there's some artists that I do plan on working with. And I hope to get that done within at least the next year or two, for sure. Because like I told them, I know it's a lot of work, but I feel like I could get it done. I don't want to just put music out like on myself, but there are a few artists, I believe I can easily do something with Pepe Marquez.
Yeah.
His producer is the same one as mine, Carlos. And I would love to do a song with my, I call her my round two sister, Elvia Cadena. She
Mm.
has an amazing voice and I love the way she sings. So I do
Yeah,
plan on working with her too.
I've had her on here. She's a cool girl as well. I got a lot of love for her. Hey, but you and Pepe Marquez, that would be badass. I'm not playing
Mhm.
that. That would
Yeah.
be badass if you guys can do a collab song together.
Yeah.
I'll definitely.
I'm most positive it will happen. I'm
Okay.
most positive it will happen. I mean, I see him enough. I know him enough, like I said, we have the same music producer. And oh yeah. I mean, I've done backup vocals and stuff on some of his music that he's been putting out and stuff. So it can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Brittney, you have a wedding coming up, girl. Man, you know what? It's fun because it's in December, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my beautiful, crazy loca wife and I, our anniversary is Christmas Day. We got
Oh.
married on Christmas Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Any
So,
special reason for that?
yeah,
I'm all
okay, yeah.
interviewing you now.
Okay. So we watched this movie, right, called Rob the Mob. It's a true story, by the way, and I highly recommend this movie, Rob the Mob. It's a really good movie, true story. It's kind of like more modern day, kind of Bonnie and Clyde ish, of
Okay.
this couple that actually robbed the mob. That's their gig. That's how they make money. They're robbing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going into these bars where the mob's hanging out, and they're robbing, and they're just like saying like, hey, what are they gonna do? Call the cops to the mob, right? So that couple got married on Christmas Day. And
Oh.
yeah, and she's all like, man, I really like that movie. I really love that movie, right? So just one day, I remember I was trucking and I just called her and I said, hey, how about we get married Christmas Day? And she's all, I love that idea.
Oh, what?
That idea. So I'm like, all right. So there it is. We made it happen, and here we are, right? But now
That's
you're
crazy.
married, Brittney. How's that going for you?
It's going good. It's going a lot better than I thought. Yeah, things seem to be falling in place. So I mean, I think we're definitely gonna have a little something. I wish it could have been bigger, but this whole COVID stuff is just like, it just pushed back a lot of stuff, but I mean, in my first plans, I did plan to have a big wedding. And when I mean big, I mean like people, guest wise, like a lot of people, because I didn't only want to invite just our family, but I wanted to invite close fans and supporters of mine. I do have a handful of people that I have met and hung out with, like you guys, and there's other people to where me and Mike have actually, we've hung out, we consider them close, close family friends, so I would have loved to invite, all of them, but because we're all, this whole COVID stuff, we're all limited to our guests and stuff, and I'm like, oh man. So, but I do plan to go live for it. So no matter what we have, I told my fans and my friends, on Facebook, I'm gonna go live for you guys to join in, and see it if you guys can actually be there, so, but yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Well, I mean, you could still do it big, and you yourself, like, come out like in a big swan or something like that. Just rise from a swan or something. So okay, so you do lives here and there. Are you still doing lives on YouTube or?
Oh no, not on YouTube. I've tried. The first time I did my YouTube live, I totally messed it up. I had no idea what I was doing, and I had the comments off, and I didn't even know how to turn them on before I even started my live. And then somebody explained it to me, so then I tried it again, and I was able to go on live and talk to people and whatnot. And I expected like a big view only because my subscribers are, I have a high number of subscribers, but I don't know if it was just, I don't know, the time of evening that I chose to do it. I didn't get that many, but my Facebook, I do Facebook Live a lot because I get a really good view amount of people, and a lot of supporters that are on there and stuff. And I do more Facebook only because I'm on Facebook more than YouTube. YouTube is, I don't know, it's just different. Their lives are different. But I do plan to still keep on trying to get used to it because, I mean, I got fan base, there. I've never done Instagram Live, which I probably should try to do that as well, because I got some people that have Instagram that don't have Facebook, you know, or some people that have Facebook don't have Instagram, you know, same thing with YouTube. So it's like, I want to try to get everybody, you know, a piece of alive. And, but yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to pick my nights on when I got free time because I'm so busy. But I try to rush. This is what I mean by when I had texted you earlier or yesterday, and I was just like, I book myself, like I overbook myself with so many things. I think I can do it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. You know, I'll do it because I hate saying no, and so I'm like, I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen, and then I forget what I put myself into, and I'm like, oh my god, I had this and that. Oh my goodness, like, yeah, and then things happen, and I'm like, oh no, but yeah. I'm still gonna do the lives.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just a YouTube guy. I don't really do any other social media. I do have an Instagram, but we started that for the shirt sales. But so my beautiful crazy local wife, she takes care of that. I don't. A few people have said like, "Hey, go live on your IG." I'm like, I don't even know how to get to my IG, to tell you the truth. Anytime that I've gone through my IG, it's through my wife's phone. So
yeah,
I don't even really know any of that. So I'm just, just YouTube and everything. So yeah. But Brittney, so let me ask you a few questions here, Brittney. Okay. Just whichever one you prefer. All right. There's no wrong answer. It's just whatever you prefer. All right. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Good choice. Good choice. Yes, good choice. Always pie. All right. Red meat or white meat?
Red.
Okay. Swimming pool or jacuzzi?
Jacuzzi.
I say there's no wrong answer, but man, you're wrong there.
I'm always cold, so I don't know. Jacuzzi's like, that's my thing.
All right.
Feels so good.
Dog or cat?
Oh, that's a hard one. Oh, that's a really hard one. But I would say dog.
Do you have pets?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you have?
I had two, no, I've had many dogs. Let me take that back. I'll just start with what I have now. I have one dog, and we have a bunny, and we had a cat. Well, we had several, but yeah, right now we just have a bunny and one dog.
Okay. So you like cats as well?
Oh yeah, I love all animals. I mean, when I say I love animals, I love animals. I love goats. I like baby goats. Goats are my thing. I'll go to the zoo just to go and pet the goats, and that's it. Like, I think they're so cute.
Really?
I love goats.
Wow. So you're like a female Ace Ventura that just loves.
Yep. And they love me.
Are you planning on getting more animals that are no?
I wish we could, but it's probably not a good idea, only because we're all so busy that we don't have time to really pay attention to them and be here for them, especially when we go out of town and stuff like that. It's like, it's kind of hard. But when I was younger, I had a lot of pets. So.
Yeah, good. Gosh, I bought 2 dogs from my beautiful crazy local wife, and sometimes they don't let me sleep. They're out there making noise at 11 at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, just messing with I don't even know what. They bring things in the yard. I'm like, where'd you find that at?
What kind of dogs were they?
Oh, they're 2 Siberian Huskies.
Oh my gosh, those are like the worst. Yeah, oh my goodness.
They find things around the house that I don't know where it came from. I'm like,
oh my goodness, yes.
Like, where did this come from? So it's like, man, they're over there digging holes in the yard. They're tearing up the yard. It's like, oh well, you know what? But she wanted them, and she takes them out walking at 4 o'clock in the morning every day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So my God. She's dedicated to those damn dogs. But you know what? In all honesty, the dogs have grown on me, so I'm starting to like them somewhat, I guess. But anyway, Brittney, hey girl, anything else that you want to say, anything that you want to throw out? How can people find you? Any message, anything that you want to, any shout outs, anything that you want to throw out there?
Yeah. So, well, in order to get a hold of me on other social media, guys, I'm on Facebook under Brittney Nicole Flores. You can also find me on Instagram under Brittney Nicole. I know, it's kind of difficult to spell the names out and how I'm written and stuff, but if you go to Google, just Google my name, Brittney Nicole, and it'll pop up. It'll pop up the links to my Instagram, to my YouTube, to my Spotify. I'm on all digital platforms, so you can find my music, all on there as well. And like I said, yeah, I'll be having some new music coming out soon, so you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys find me on Facebook, give me a follow. I don't think we're able to be friends, only because Facebook only lets you have a certain amount, and I think I'm already at that maxed amount. But you guys are still able to follow me, hit the follow button, and all my posts are public, so you guys won't miss anything. I do post where I'm going to be performing, what I'm doing. Facebook is like my diary, so I'm constantly posting on there what I'm doing and where to purchase my merchandise or get my CDs. If you want to order one from me, I can sign it, send it out to you, stuff like that. But yeah, and I want to give a shout out to my family, obviously, and my fiance, Michael. He's done a lot these past couple months, and yeah, our wedding is gonna be in December, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for having me, and tell your wife I said hello. And but yeah, this was pretty awesome. Thank you. I'm glad, because I don't really post too much on YouTube, so I'm glad this is going on there.
Yeah, and I'll definitely leave the link. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna leave 2 links. How about this? I'm gonna leave 2 links. I'm gonna leave a link to your channel, and I'm also gonna leave a link to the first video, how I found you. I think it's like 4 or 5 years old. You beat me to the punch. I'm gonna leave a link to that video so you guys can see the video when I first it was just random. I just saw it and I'm like, what's going on here? And that was that. So I'll leave both of those links there. Hey, Brittney, gracias for coming on here, girlfriend, and
You're welcome.
doing this.
Thank you.
I see something special in you where you can blow up and really make, I mean, the sky's the limit for your career, girl. Really.
Yeah.
So you really got that voice, that passion and everything. And because you're just all over the place, you don't stick just with one type of music. I mean,
Oh no.
man, girl, go do your thing. Go do your thing. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll run into each other again.
Oh
And
yeah,
girl,
of course.
Yeah, we'll definitely see each other again. So anyway,
Awesome.
we'll end it right there, familia. As always, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you greater, but loyalty makes you family. Until next time, this is Ed, the Cholo Trucker, Brittney Nicole, over and out.